I believed it was merely a minor error, one that would end right then and there. Yet, I misjudged the situation. That day marked the start of a journey filled with intricate and taboo experiences that would shape my existence. Even now, as I share this tale, I can feel my hands trembling. This is more than a simple admission. It's a journey through my own inner turmoil, grappling with feelings of shame and longing. Once upon a time, there was a character named Merrick, the man who shares my mother's life. Wise, captivating, and consistently radiating self-assurance. He possessed a quiet strength that drew people in without the need for raised voices. Often, he remained silent within the walls of the home, but his mere existence had the power to illuminate every corner. He was my mother's second husband, and our bond was never particularly strong. He maintained a courteous demeanor, yet there was an air of detachment about him. Up until that moment, when the world took a turn, my mom, Celeste, was out with her friends, just like she always does. Once upon a time, the house found its way into the hands of Merrick and me. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the world settled into a serene hush, inviting whispers of tales yet to be told. Or at least, that was my expectation. I found myself in the sanctuary of my room, preparing to change my attire. As I stood before my mirror, getting ready to change into a new outfit, ready to don a dress, a soft creak from the door caught my attention. "Marin, the door is wide open for you," Merrick whispered gently from the threshold. His voice carried a serene strength that startled me awake. As I shifted my gaze, I caught his eyes fixed on me. Moments hung in the air, suspended in a delicate balance. In that moment, uncertainty enveloped me. I left myself exposed. Yet, I remained still as well. He lingered at the threshold, his hand poised on the door as if caught in a moment of contemplation, weighing the choice between entering and retreating. His gaze hung in the air, weaving a tapestry of confusion and an unnameable emotion that washed over me. A mystery that defies explanation. My heart raced within me. In the blink of an eye, the world around me transformed completely. With a heavy heart, he finally spoke, his gaze drifting away. Yet, there was a hint of something in his voice that fell short of true remorse. It held a whisper of uncertainty, as if he was caught in a moment of reflection about his feelings of remorse. He took a step back, yet his essence lingered in the air, even after the door clicked shut behind him. "It's all right," I whispered, my voice trembling just a bit. Yet deep down, I understood that all was not well. A change had taken root within me, and it demanded my attention. He departed, and I found myself in solitude, immersed in my reflections. Yet his lingering gaze, the subtle tension in the air, wove a narrative that stayed with me. That moment lingered in my thoughts, refusing to fade away. I believed it was merely an error, an uncomfortable moment, something that would eventually disappear. Yet, I misjudged the situation. Only a handful of days passed before it occurred once more. And this time, it ventured even deeper. Until that moment, it all seemed like just an uncomfortable blunder, a misstep in timing. I had the same thought. However, it soon became clear to me that this was just the beginning. That day marked the start of something remarkable. And now, I will share with you all the events that unfolded from that moment onward. The following day, a wedding awaited us. One of my mom's dearest companions was embarking on her journey of love once again. My mom was her typical vibrant and enthusiastic self, all dressed up and eager for the occasion. Celeste was the kind of person who thrived on enjoyment, always surrounded by her friends, yet her understanding of commitment ran a bit shallower than most. As for me, I wasn't exactly excited about the idea of going. Yet, the moment Merrick arrived at that wedding, the atmosphere shifted entirely. Our journey to the venue began as we stepped in together, each moment filled with anticipation. Amidst the lively throng, my eyes kept wandering back to Merrick, drawn to him in a way I couldn't quite explain. Perhaps he had always possessed this charm, this allure, and I simply failed to see it until now. Bathed in the gentle illumination of the wedding lights, he exuded an air of assurance. His suit was impeccably crafted, each stride he made radiating an air of effortless allure. And yet, I found myself wrestling with the swirling thoughts in my mind. "Don't be absurd, Marin," I reminded myself, yet my gaze kept drifting back to him. A lively tune began to fill the air. My mom and Merrick found themselves on the dance floor, moving gracefully to the music's beat. Celeste wore her signature carefree smile, a beacon of joy that seemed to invite tales of adventure and whimsy. In the midst of the dance, she unexpectedly glanced my way and flashed a smile. Merrick, invite Marin to join you on the dance floor, she suggested. I'm heading over to my friend's place for a little while. A spark ignited within me, stirring to life. My heart began to race with anticipation. Merrick paused briefly, a smile spreading across his face as he reached out his hand to me. His eyes conveyed a sense of calm assurance, as if they had tales of their own to tell. Come on, Marin, he said, his voice playful and inviting. I'm eager to learn some new moves from you. Celeste has already put me in an awkward spot on the dance floor. His relaxed attitude made it impossible for me to say no. I reached out with a hint of uncertainty, my voice quivering as I responded. Sure. As we made our way to the dance floor, the eyes of the crowd felt like 1,000 whispers, stirring a flutter of excitement and apprehension within me. As his hand settled on my waist, a rush of excitement surged through me, making my breath hitch in my throat. The scent that lingered in the air, the gentle caress that ignited a spark. It felt like a vivid experience. The narrative is on the verge of shifting direction. If you're curious, be sure to subscribe to my channel and enable notifications for more updates. Your encouragement is invaluable. Remember to share your thoughts and show some love. As we twirled together, Merrick's gaze remained fixed on me, weaving a silent tale between us. Marin, I had no idea you possessed such remarkable talent, he remarked with a friendly grin. His voice carried a unique allure that resonated profoundly within me. Sharing the dance floor with you brings such joy. I averted my eyes, attempting to conceal the emotions dancing within me. I'm giving it my all, I said, yet the quiver in my voice revealed my truth. Merrick's smile deepened with warmth. He urged, don't underestimate your worth, and I could sense his hand gripping my waist with increasing intensity. This is more than mere movement. We have a tale to share. Can you sense it? In that instant, I understood that what we shared went far beyond the rhythm of our movements. As I swayed to the rhythm, my body danced effortlessly, yet my heart and mind were caught in a whirlwind of chaos. As the world around us blurred, it was just my mom and me, enveloped in our own moment, the clamor of the crowd fading into the background. Only Merrick remained, along with the hands that kept me grounded. The turmoil and longing within me were overwhelming. As the dance unfolded, Merrick's voice emerged, gentle yet profound, cutting through the whirlwind of my thoughts. I just wanted to express my regrets for what happened the other day, he said. I only intended to offer a little warning, but entering like that? It might have crossed a line regarding your personal space. A gentle glow enveloped me, and I sensed a rosy hue creeping into my cheeks. My gaze fell, yet I yearned to lighten the mood. It's all right, I replied hastily, my voice trembling just a bit. Honestly, it's not a significant matter. Such events can unfold. Merrick took a brief moment to gather his thoughts, yet his movements remained fluid, his gaze unwaveringly locked onto mine. Yet, he pressed on, his tone becoming gentler. I want to assure you that causing any discomfort was never my aim. I simply aimed to capture your interest. My heart raced with anticipation. I wasn't uneasy, I said, attempting to put him at ease. Simultaneously, I was grappling with the peculiar excitement that was starting to swell within me. Honestly, it's all good. The atmosphere around us became charged for an instant. As we moved together, I felt the warmth of his hand on my waist and the depth of his gaze, igniting a profound feeling inside me. Yet, the fervor was fleeting. As the final notes lingered in the air, we paused our movements, caught in the moment. Thank you, Merrick said, with a warm smile that seemed to invite you into a world of tales yet to be told. You're an exceptional companion on the dance floor. I just nodded, my heart pounding in my chest. Thank you as well, I murmured gently. Then I hurried back to my table and took a seat. Merrick paused for a heartbeat, his gaze lingering on me, before he finally shifted to another table. In that instant, the unspoken connection in our eyes revealed that this chapter of our journey was far from finished. The journey was only starting to unfold. As Celeste made her way back to the wedding hall, a radiant smile lit up her face as she came towards us. What a delightful performance, she remarked, offering her congratulations to us. Both of you shone brightly out there. Her kind words left me feeling even more flustered, yet I attempted to brush it off with a casual demeanor. It was quite the adventure, I remarked with a subtle grin. Merrick offered a subtle nod, a faint smile dancing at the corners of his mouth. Celeste carried on with her tale, her hands coming together in enthusiastic applause. Can you believe it? Following the wedding, the girls and I are planning a bachelorette party, just the ladies together. Merrick, you'll be the one to bring Marin back home, won't you? Merrick wore a gentle smile. Absolutely, that's not an issue at all, he responded with a relaxed demeanor. In that instant, it struck me just how unjust Celeste's actions were towards Merrick. On a night meant for companionship, she chose to walk away, leaving him in solitude. A wave of unease washed over me, yet I buried it deep within. Celeste appeared completely indifferent. It was evident that enjoying time with her friends was at the forefront of her mind. As the last notes of the celebration faded, Merrick and I strolled side by side toward the car, our hearts still echoing the joy of the day. Celeste had already departed with her friends to venture off to another place. As we settled into the car, Merrick gently turned the key, and the engine came to life with a soft rumble. The quiet that enveloped us on the drive felt almost like a living thing. I gazed out the window, resisting the urge to break the stillness with chatter. Yet, it was Merrick who finally shattered the stillness. Once upon a time, there was a character named Celeste. At times, her focus shifts, he remarked, his gaze locked on the path before him. Yet, it never fails to astonish me how careless she can be on occasion. On evenings such as this, one might imagine having their significant other close by, right? His tone carried a serene quality, yet I could detect a subtle undercurrent of disappointment lurking just beneath the surface. His words resonated profoundly within me. The image of someone like Merrick, robust, charming, and collected, experiencing loneliness stirred something deep within me. I collected my thoughts and replied, even as my voice trembled just a bit. Indeed, in moments such as these, a touch more thoughtfulness can make all the difference. Merrick gave a subtle nod. You're right, he replied, his eyes fixed firmly ahead as the journey unfolded. Yet it seems that each connection unfolds in its own unique way. In that moment, I sensed a silent bond forming between us. It was as if I could grasp and even sense the depth of his solitude. In that moment, I found myself wrestling with my own feelings. That fleeting exchange felt like it pulled me nearer to him. The connection we share deepened softly, yet with great strength. As we reached our destination, Merrick swung the door open wide and invited me in with a welcoming gesture. As the day came to a close, he whispered softly, "Good night." Yet, the way he paused revealed that he still had more to share before saying goodbye. As I strolled toward my room, I caught sight of Merrick lingering by the doorway. An unusual impulse halted my steps, compelling me to turn and confront him. "Merrick, my friend?" I spoke, my voice just a soft murmur. "Would you care to step inside? Perhaps we could share some tales for a bit." Though the longing in Merrick's eyes was unmistakable, he graciously chose to decline. In the wake of recent events, he appeared to carry a sense of reluctance. I welcomed him in to demonstrate that I had moved on, that it had lost its significance. Yet, I ended up retreating to my room, replaying Celeste's actions and Merrick's words in my mind, again and again. His solitude was palpable. It impacted me deeper than I was willing to acknowledge. Perched on the edge of my bed, I sought to find some peace, yet the whirlwind of thoughts in my mind refused to settle. What was it about him that kept crossing my mind? What was it about that moment when he unexpectedly entered my space that kept playing in my mind? As time slowly passed, the silence in the house deepened, wrapping around each corner like a soft blanket. Celeste was still absent, leaving me in the dark about Merrick's actions. As I grappled with my thoughts, the unexpected creak of my door swinging open sent a jolt through me. As I raised my gaze, there stood Merrick, framed in the doorway. His eyes sparkled with resolve, yet his face betrayed a whirlwind of emotions. I sprang to my feet. "Merrick!" I exclaimed, my voice betraying my astonishment. "What brings you to this place?" He shut the door softly, yet remained rooted at the threshold, hesitating to cross into the room. Instead, he lingered in place, caught in a silent struggle within his own mind. "Marin," he started, his voice soft yet heavy with feeling. "Indeed, you have a point. Celeste, she doesn't treat me right. But tonight, I'm not concerned with Celeste's actions or inactions." He stepped forward, his eyes fixed intently on mine. For some time, he confessed, a mix of certainty and uncertainty in his voice. "I've been harboring feelings for you. It was a moment that changed everything, that unexpected day when I stumbled into your room. It lingers in my thoughts, refusing to fade away." The atmosphere felt heavy, as if all the breath had been drawn away. Words escaped me, and my mind was a blank canvas. Merrick pressed on, his resolve unwavering, as he sought to share every thought and feeling, regardless of what might follow. "Perhaps I'll look back on this days and wish I hadn't spoken up. Perhaps I'm embarking on a journey that could lead to unforeseen consequences. But I can no longer hold this in, Marin. Your presence lingers in my thoughts, always." He lingered, his gaze probing my expression for any sign of a response. It was clear that he noticed the surprise reflected in my gaze. He moved a bit nearer, his voice becoming gentler. You've got a grasp on my thoughts, Marin. Perhaps you aren't aware, but you truly see me. That's a feat that has always eluded Celeste." My heart raced with such intensity that I feared it might explode. The gravity of the moment was immense. In that moment, I found myself at a loss, as if the right words had slipped away into the ether. The quiet stretched out, thick with the weight of feelings we dared not voice, each moment a tale left untold. Merrick finally averted his eyes, letting them drift down to the ground. With a heavy heart, he let out a deep sigh and took a moment to gather himself. "I'm sorry, Marin," he murmured, his voice soft and delicate. "I regret sharing any of this. I think it's time for me to leave." He averted his gaze and began to make his way to the door. With each step he took, there was a weight that seemed to linger, a story woven into the fabric of his movement. As he extended his hand toward the doorknob, I observed the subtle rise and fall of his shoulders, accompanied by a deep inhalation. A transformation stirred within me at that moment. All my fears and confusion faded, giving way to a courage I never realized was within me. I couldn't allow him to walk away. "Merrick!" I called out, my voice a soft murmur, yet powerful enough to resonate throughout the space. He paused, as if the world around him held its breath, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. Gradually, he pivoted to face me, our gazes locking in a moment of connection. Within them swirled a tempest, a clash of remorse and desire unfolding in the shadows. In that fleeting instant, we were both frozen in place. With a rush of emotion, I turned away, unsure how to respond to the moment between us. The soft glow in the room highlighted the exposed skin of my shoulders, while the cool air gently caressed my body. Merrick's gaze was thoughtful and steady, as if he had something important he wanted to share. It was as if I could feel his gaze on me, tracking each step I took, and I found myself unable to tear my eyes away. "I haven't forgotten either, Merrick," I said, my voice quivering. Yet the resolve within me was powerful enough to eclipse it. That day, when you stepped into my room, a transformation unfolded, and ever since that moment, I've been working to keep these emotions at bay. However, I find myself unable to do so. For the same reason, I feel the same way about you. Perhaps, I've been doing that for quite a while. As the words flowed forth, my heart raced with such intensity that I feared it might leap from my chest. Merrick paused, his gaze locked onto mine, as if he were sifting through the weight of my words. But those eyes, within them, I could sense the same magnetic draw, the same unmistakable bond I had been experiencing. "This evening," I declared, inhaling deeply to find my calm. "This evening, I wish to set aside these emotions once and for all. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but this is what I feel, Merrick." He moved nearer, his hands softly caressing my face. His gesture was thoughtful and measured, as if he didn't want to disrupt the emotional significance of the moment. As our gazes met, it was as if the distance that once separated us vanished into thin air, leaving only a profound connection in its wake. Gently, he bent closer, and our lips finally connected. That first kiss ignited a whirlwind of feelings and long-suppressed yearnings we had both kept hidden for ages. Merrick's presence felt increasingly intense, and the emotional energy between us grew stronger with every moment. The idea of retreating, of halting, never even flickered in my thoughts. I found myself utterly immersed in the experience. With hesitant steps, I moved backward, caught up in the swirl of emotion and uncertainty, and I surrendered to gravity, allowing myself to tumble onto its surface. As I observed, Merrick's fingers danced over the buttons of his shirt, methodically unfastening each one in a deliberate manner. Each action was intentional, as though he aimed to relish this instant and prolong its existence. He adjusted his appearance with calm confidence, maintaining a composed and steady presence, captivating everyone around. He advanced another step closer, his eyes locked onto mine with unwavering intensity. With his clothes arranged meticulously at the bed's edge, he leaned in, inching closer, until the only thing separating us was the palpable tension in the atmosphere. The atmosphere surrounding us was charged with an undeniable intensity and longing. Moments stretched out endlessly. In that fleeting instant, everything else faded away. Just the two of us. He leaned closer, and in that moment, we shared a deeply emotional connection that neither of us could ignore. It was deeply moving. A profound warmth stirred within me, something grand and significant. This experience was unlike anything I had encountered previously. As I gazed at Merrick, the sight of his broad shoulders and muscular physique painted a vivid picture in my mind. With my eyes shut tight, I closed my eyes, trying to steady my thoughts and match the quiet intensity in the room. In that instant, a powerful tension gripped my body. Merrick gazed at me and remarked, "You hold a unique place in this world. I've always been aware of that. I've gained a clearer perspective on it now." He gasped for air. "Indeed, you are, Merrick," I remarked, and a comforting glow enveloped me. Every moment seemed to weave a tapestry of wonder. Once Merrick settled next to me, I nestled my head against his chest. As I nestled against his solid frame, the comforting cadence of his heartbeat filled the air around us. The essence of this moment stirred within me, a blend of tranquility and deep inner conflict. My fingers softly danced over his chest, weaving a tapestry of unspoken words as I summoned the bravery to shatter the stillness. This time, "Merrick, your entrance into my room was no mere coincidence," I said, my voice low yet laden with significance. I raised my head to meet his eyes, my words compelling him to face the reality, while simultaneously exposing the chaos within me. Merrick's lips curled into a subtle smile, yet the weight of contemplation lingered in his expression. "No, Marin," he replied. "This was all intentional, yet I must share my feelings with you, regardless of the challenges it may bring." I shifted my focus down to his chest, my fingers gradually easing their pace. With a deep breath, I began to share my thoughts once more. "You've always had a unique presence, Merrick, and it's something I've come to admire," I whispered gently. "So, what unfolds next? What comes next in our journey?" "My mother. Individuals." Merrick leaned in, drawing me nearer with a subtle tilt of his head. As he gently ran his fingers through my hair, his voice carried a serene yet deeply felt emotion. "I'm not quite sure, Marin. In this moment, I can sense the authenticity of everything around me. Understanding your emotions, sharing moments with you. I can't hide the truth." His words stirred the tempest within me, yet his sincerity brought a sense of calm to the chaos. As I shut my eyes, I immersed myself in the comforting embrace of his presence. As the shadows of the unknown stretched before us, we found solace in the warmth of our connection, cherishing the present moment together. If you've journeyed with me to this point, I sense that my narrative has resonated with you profoundly. There are countless tales waiting to be unveiled, and you definitely won't want to overlook a single one. Make sure to tap that follow button, enable notifications, and share your thoughts about this tale in the comments. I'm eager to hear what you have to share.